Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of A Safe Space for Men. I'm your host as usual. And before we get started, please remember to rate, review, like, subscribe, share, download, and tell people about the podcast. I genuinely appreciate it. What is happening to everybody? What's going on? I hope everybody's doing well. Um, we are in June now. The year seems to be flying. It is hot as shit. It has been hot as hell. Reason why I'm in the tank. Once it get past 80, 85, I don't really have no clothes on. Before I get into it though, I do want to send thoughts and prayers, rest in peace to my good friend Nay. She lost her dad a couple days ago. You know, very, very young man. He was very, I believe, I think I saw that he was either 59 or 64. Nevertheless, just young. He looked young, energetic, and if you know Nene is a daddy's girl, like she always brags about how she calls him for everything. But yeah, thoughts and prayers to her, man. That's one of my good friends. Just an amazing human being. Just really someone who tolerates my nonsense. Always giving me advice and always there for me. So yeah, just thoughts and prayers to her and her family as they get through this rough time. My baby girl Jordan had a birthday. She's the big 7 now. Going on 17. Thinks she runs everything. Thinks she's the boss of me. She probably is the boss of me. She does get away with a lot because she is the last of mine. I am not having any more kids. I will repeat that to the day I am in the ground. But yeah, we had a good time. We took her out. We got to celebrate with her. She got pretty much like a weekend of celebrating. We did dinner, I think, on that Saturday. We went to like Kids Empire, which was exhausting, but if you ever been there, it's actually kind of convenient because the kids are all kind of in one space. You're not like searching around for them. It's either the arcade or it's the bouncy climb around house thingamajig that they got going on there. And then on her actual birthday, I just typical took her to get something to eat after school. Took her to get her nails and stuff done. Which is cool. I got a pedicure. She got a manicure, pedicure, all that good stuff. Colors. I didn't get colors. She did. But yeah, it was good. Again, any opportunity I get where I'm able to like spend time with all my kids, I really, I'm really in that phase of my life where I look forward to those things. Not that I didn't always look forward to that, but I think now, like I was telling y'all in the last episode, excuse me, I was a little thirsty. Like I was telling y'all last episode, like the more I get older is the more I realize, and the more they get older, I realize I got less and less time with them overall. I mean, we all do. Every day that passes, we have less and less time with our kids and just people in general. But I'm really just trying to like be in the moment, enjoy the moment, be present while things are happening, and just again, just enjoying it, man. Because before I know it, Jordan's going to be 10, and then 13, and 16, and then out the house to college, hopefully, or whatever it is she decides to do in life. And the same thing for Emma. Just like like they're adults now, and it's just kind of like that new, like it's like sometimes I feel like I'm two different types of parents. I gotta be one type of parent to the older kids, and then one type of parent to the younger kids. And again, I'm just in it, man. So the festivities were good. We had a good time. Uh, and yeah, today I'm going to go over a lot of stuff. I kind of want to talk about like as I'm heading into like I got a 40th birthday approaching this year, and I just kind of been I was telling you last episode about how I feel like one chapter of my life is closing and another one is beginning, and it's in so many areas with friendships, relationships, family members, relationships within the family, all those types of things. And I just want to kind of discuss like having a clear understanding of what I want for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? I had some things that I wouldn't say like goals or like deadlines for my birthday. Maybe they are. I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments. But there was just things that I just like once I turn 40 or as I turn 40, I'm just gonna stop doing. I don't want to do it. Like I don't want to do those things that didn't serve me or weren't of convenience to me or disturbed my peace or made me unhappy um or toxic or poisonous to my life. I don't want to do that in the next half of my life. It's just like as I enter the second half of my life and the second act of my life, there's just a bunch of shit I no longer want to entertain. And one of the things I actually been thinking about, I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not, so maybe I shouldn't say it because then if I say it, I feel like I kind of got to do it. I've been thinking about on my 40th birthday, for my 40th birthday, if I don't do skydiving, maybe do like the cliff diving thing where people jump off like the little cliff. You see it like in Arizona a lot. It's probably like 15 seconds to the ground. That doesn't really scare me. I ain't gonna lie, skydiving scares the shit out of me, but it's just like I'm turning 40. I want to do something crazy. I thought about having like a big barbecue block party, house party, and I was just like, I'm single, so all that's gonna be on me as far as like managing people and entertaining people and hosting. I don't want to be doing that shit on my birthday. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind. Like a small gathering would be fine, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. Like I know how my gatherings get, and they get pretty packed. It be a lot of people, and I love it. But it's a lot of maintenance. It's a lot of cleaning up, and I don't know. I think I don't know. I still don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm really pondering. I actually talked to my good friend Clarabelle about it today, because she actually went skydiving. And I'm like, I'm really intrigued at the idea of doing. I'm as equally as terrified of skydiving, but I'm like, what the fuck? Like, let me just go for it. Like, I'm just at this point, I'm just doing shit, y'all. I really am. But yeah, just a lot of things, relationship wise, life wise, in general. Like, I really can no longer tolerate or entertain or be around anybody or anything that doesn't reciprocate the same energy. You know what I mean? And it's not to say that people got to show it the way I do, but it's just that I know what I have a standard. I know what I require. I know what I would like to receive in return. Nobody wants to do anything that's one sided. None of us. We have no interest in doing that shit. And like, I don't want to make it seem like or make it feel as though like it doesn't make people bad or bad friends or bad relatives if they don't carry the energy, but also it's like come the fuck on. You know what I mean? I really have been as of late noticing, and someone's gonna say I'm talking about Jordan, and I'm not. You can whatever you can snowball it up into one, but I've been noticing how people show up for others on their birthdays, versus me, versus my kids. How they show up for other people's personal accomplishments, other people's kids' accomplishments, their kids' personal accomplishments, their milestones, versus mine. I've been paying close attention to that, and I just I feel like a lot of things should be equal, and it's not. And it's not like I don't want to seem like anybody owes me anything because no one owes you anything in life. But it's okay to be like, you know what? If there's 13 of us and y'all show up one way for 12 and I'm the eyeball that you don't, okay, I'm gonna bow the fuck out because I, for one, I can carry it well for my children. And that's not the case. It's like, but we gotta just dead some of those situations. There's no malice, there's no beef. I just need a clear conscience about certain shit. I don't need this shit tugging at my brain or my heart or my mind. I'm also going to continue to use more discernment, which has been like a really good thing for me. Just helps me evaluate the situations I keep finding myself in or situations I am in. Because keep finding sounds kind of bad. It sounds repetitive. But the situations I find myself in or the things that I embark on, just using discernment, not really reacting off emotion all the time, really just using intelligence. And also knowing when temptation is really just a test. That's really important. I'm learning that in prayer. Like just understanding a lot of times, temptation is really what gets us into bad situations. And me especially, and this doesn't end as it comes to women. It could be anything. It could be things that you may think you want. It could be something outside of it. Because everyone who hears temptation, they always think sex or, a relationship. And that's not always what it is. You can be tempted to do a lot of things. You could be tempted to do drugs. I'm never tempted to do drugs. I'm just using that as an example. But, it's also easy to stick with what's familiar. And I think one thing I learned about myself, as much as I really hate change, there's just a lot of things that just have to change. You know what I mean? Like you have to evolve, you have to grow, you have to become something different. You have to become a better version of yourself. You have to become a better father, a better brother, a better son. And then you got to commit to that stuff. That's another thing I want to talk about today. Commitment, just committing to things, committing to being more disciplined, committing to mastering that discipline, committing to doing the things that are good for your life. Long term changes. Discipline has long term changes and benefits. If you lock in on something and you commit to it and you say you do it and you follow through on it and you can see the results, and just commit to the change that is going to benefit my life, your life. Commit to changing your environment. That's one of the biggest things a lot of us struggle with is changing your environment. We get so used to being around the same people, the same bullshit, the same corners, the same neighborhoods that a lot of people don't. I know people now that won't move out of my neighborhood because they don't want to live anywhere else. And it's like, but the neighborhood isn't that great. The schools aren't that great. There's shootings, there's drugs, there's drug addicts. Why wouldn't you? And then you can afford to live elsewhere. You can afford to live in a single home. Why would you not do that? Why would you not put your family in a better environment? Because you want to hang around your friends still. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like that's such a 20-year-old mindset. Like, I don't know. I've always been like a different thinker, and I know I got strong opinions and it rubs people the wrong way. I genuinely don't care, but I feel like I think differently. It doesn't mean I'm better than anybody or how I think is more right than yours. But I don't know. I feel like changing your environment directly ties into habit building. Like, because if you're not in these environments, your habits automatically change. If you are around people that all they do is drink and smoke every day, and you're at some point going to start to drink and smoke, whether it's cigarettes, weed, alcohol, whatever. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those things, but I'm just saying there's more to life than just doing that. There's more to life than just getting high every day. There's more to life than just drinking every fucking weekend. There's more to life than just trying to fuck bitches. There's more to life than just trying to get niggas to buy you things. There's just more to life than that. There's more to life than just, having kids and not taking care of them. I can keep going on and on. But yeah, it ties directly into habit building, which like I'm saying, ties into the people you are around. And if you're around the wrong people, that is something that could potentially affect your habits and the ability to improve your life. Also, I've been noticing the more I change, like, there's things about my life, the less I see people. Change the way I eat, change the way, I carry myself. I change the things I put in my body. I don't drink as much anymore. I've only had, now I'm up to like 5 drinks this year. Or I've only drank alcohol 5 occasions where I drank this year. And I think twice was like over like the last 2 or 3 weeks. And wasn't even like straight alcohol. I was in there messing with my blender. I had some fruit and I decided to make me like I don't know, some type of tequila fruit mango smoothie. It was delicious. But again, it's just, as somebody who used to like really indulge in those type of activities, was to really like drink every weekend, wanted to go out all the time, or either just drink in the house and have people over. I wanted to do it all the time. I just don't want to do it anymore. Like, I still don't even mind having people over. And I don't mind drinking with people, but that's just not something I want to do every day, every week. It just doesn't move the needle for me anymore. And if me making positive changes myself makes you uncomfortable or makes you not want to be around me, well, I mean, that says a ton about you, and that's kind of on you. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to go around him because all he wants to do is go to the gym, or he wants to work out, and he wants to fucking eat grass and eat healthy. And oh my God, he doesn't eat pork. And it's just like, what? I've never understood. I can understand not want to be around somebody if they're doing like negative shit, but I've never understood people that are just like, oh, I can't go around him because that person's so positive. I had a friend before who was like, I don't like being around him because all he wants to talk about is like Bible scriptures and stuff. And even if you're not like as religious, it's not like nothing about a Bible scripture is preaching like death, hate, harm, anything like that. Even if you're, you know what I'm saying? Or if I was quoting scripture from the Quran, like the Quran, like I just feel like a lot of times people are just like, it's something within them. They're just negative people. Like, you prefer like things to stay the way they are, and everybody to stay as like fucked up and not grow. And I think growth really scares a lot of people. Like, when people, because it's like they're losing you. I may have mentioned in the last episode, like, you were here, and now I'm going here, and you're still here. You're still stagnant. You're still staying the same. And me getting ahead makes you feel bad about yourself. Or me changing myself makes you feel bad about yourself. And instead of like putting the energy into yourself or your life, that like taking a negative energy, making it positive, and doing something positive for yourself, it's easy to like, you a bitch. you're a pussy, you corny. It's like, okay, fuck you, kill yourself. Um, Also, learning to stay away from a toxic ex or toxic relationships could literally change the trajectory of your life. I can go back and pinpoint. I told you that before. And this isn't to like really. I'm really not trying to talk bad about her specifically, but I'm using an example. The person that I married. If I had, I can go back and pinpoint at the exact point that I should have left every serious relationship that I was in. I could pinpoint, like I know it now as a 39-year-old man. I know it, like, and I would not have experienced the pain and negativity that came after. You know what I mean? Definitely with Jesus, whatever. Definitely like with Emma's mom, I could pinpoint. Like Emma would have never been here, and I love my children. Don't Please don't miss my point. Um, Even back to Gabby's mom, it was before Gabby was born. I can pinpoint it. Jordan's mom, I can pinpoint it. Like I can go back and pinpoint exactly when I should have left people alone. Um, Another young lady who we never had kids together, but we were in like a serious relationship off and on twice, and I can go back and pinpoint like I should never went back the second time. Like, and I just think that while a lot of those situations were lessons and they made me a better man and a better person, but prevention is always good. Like it's always good to prevent things. Like at this point, I'm like we're trying to prevent shit. We're trying to not be in those type of situations again. And like while like I said, lessons are good, and getting knowledge and getting education behind just life lessons. Yeah, fuck that. Um, and some of these relationships again can be with the ones that are your relatives. They can be like you can have relatives like just because they're your relatives don't mean you gotta tolerate them. Just because they're your relatives don't mean you gotta put up with certain shit. Just because they're your relatives don't mean you gotta tolerate negativity. Like I don't like. I'm starting to notice. I think that's a lot of probably what makes a lot of my relatives, some of them, not all of them. I love you all, but some of them uncomfortable because I don't. All I see is that we're all relatives. You know what I mean? And for such a long time, that's kind of how I felt, and I still feel that way to a degree. Like I love every person in my family, I really do. But there also are individuals I'm just like, I don't want to be around you because every time you come around, you got something negative to say. Every time I'm around you, you're talking about somebody else. Every time I see you, you're doing some two-faced shit, and I'm like, damn, I know you probably do that to me, but you will never say it to me. You won't. You won't dare do it. But it's like, why would I want it? Like again, that's just bad energy because you got me thinking a whole nother. Like you hear that in my voice, got me going a whole nother angle, a whole nother route, and it's like, be. It's okay to love people from a distance. It really is, man. Um, Also, knowing when to stay the course with certain things, and that probably directly ties into relationships as you got, with discernment, with prayer, with um, the knowledge we gain, the lessons, knowing when to stay the course. In a relationship, in something that you feel like is worth building or whatever. It could be a job, also. It could be a friendship. Knowing if your friend is actually just going through a rough time right now, they're not really being an asshole. They just got some shit going on right now, and pick your spots where you could be there for them, help them, let them know you're available, and keep it moving. Again, knowing when to stay the course, you have to. And I also understanding that nothing of any value in this world comes at an easy price. Anything that is worth it is going to be hard as fuck, especially in a relationship, especially in love, and when you're trying to do all these things, and we're all at this age where we're damaged and we've been through things. We've lost. Some of us have lost children. Some of us have lost parents. Some of us has had like me. I've lost a grandmother. You know what I mean? That still bothers me to this day. Some of us have things going on with our kids, and everyone's dealing with shit. Everyone's has been through traumatic shit or is going through traumatic shit. So nothing, nothing is going to come easy that is of any value in this world. I promise you. But also stop allowing people to treat you regular. Don't allow nobody to treat you regular. Do allow people to fumble you. It is okay for people to fumble you. I promise you, you will be just fine. I'm so thirsty today. Um, Treating you like silver when you know you gold. They treating you like fish sticks when you filet mignon. And understand this: you never have to prove who you are or what you are to who or what is for you. You never have to prove who you are or what you are to who and what is for you. Kanye had this great quote, man. I should have fucking downloaded it. If I can log on my Instagram, I'll play it. But he said, if you hang around people who act like you aren't who you are, then you will forget who you are. And I thought that was a fire ass fucking quote. And it's true. Like, you ever been around people who I learned again? I may have talked about this like a year ago. When I first started working out, like really getting serious with it, and you would just hear the smart comments. Oh, he's on Herbalife. Oh, he's doing this. He's doing that. Oh, he's not eating. Oh, he's doing this. It's just, or oh, he think he's strong. Or, oh, he think he like. It's just. It shouldn't you be encouraging or giving your friend or relative good compliments if they're doing something, if it's their physique or they're losing weight? 'Cause remember, I was a big guy. I was like 320 and just out of shape. Like, shouldn't you be giving them good compliments, building them up, making them feel good? And I'm big on, hey, you want to come to the gym with me? But it's crazy how, again, a lot of people feel inferior. A lot of people feel threatened by your brilliance, threatened by you becoming better. They really do. A lot of times you become the threat. And again, it's most of those people I don't really deal with anymore. I just don't, because if something as small as me going to the gym makes you uncomfortable, fuck you. Go continue to keep putting cheese on everything. Fuck out my face. Some of the other things I'm not doing is I reach and walk into to being 40 years old and just prime of my life. I feel great. I really do. Yeah, before I get it, I feel great. Like, I didn't expect to feel this good at 40. I don't feel 39, 40. I genuinely, and I say this, and I know people think I be bullshitting. I wake up every day and I still feel 21. I really do. Sometimes I feel 17. I really do. I feel great. I feel like I can do anything. If I want to go play football again, I can. If I want to play basketball, I really, truly could. I don't want to do those things. They don't interest me anymore. And I also have a respect for Father Time. I do understand that physically, athletically, there are things that I probably just can't do, but I could still play. Nevertheless, the things that I'm not doing as I enter 40, some of the other things I'm not doing. I'm not going to events for people when they don't show up to my events that are the same or similar. Uh, I'm not, which means I'm not going to your kids' birthday parties if you don't go to my kids. I'm not buying your kids gifts if you don't buy my kids gifts. I'm not gifting your kids for their milestones if you don't gift mine for their milestones. You know, I learned that a lot over the last 2 years. I had two kids graduate from high school. There's a bunch of people out there, not saying anybody owes them anything, but there's a bunch of people out there who didn't send cards, anything. It don't got to be nothing in the card. It's the thought. I'm me because again, not to be arrogant, we are well off. We are fine. But even if you just send a card, congratulations, Gabby. Congratulations, Kanai. Whatever's going on, congratulations, Jordan. And my focus 3 graduations, and just but soon as there's something going on for yours, I'm getting invite, 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 and it's like, wait a minute. And I genuinely try to make everything. Um, and there was only one. There was what? There's one event this year that I missed, and that was my cousin Sini and her daughters, and I really missed that. So Sini, I'm not talking about you. You always show up for my babies. I love you. But and I'll see her soon because she's having, I think, a Trump party for her daughter in a couple weeks. I'll be there. I want to clarify that. But again, I have no interest in that. It's very much like I gotta start returning the energy that I'm receiving, or just meet the energy where it's at and go ahead on about my business. Because I'm not really a fan of necessarily returning the energy, especially if it's negative. I'm not reaching out first. I'm not. I noticed that, like, and I got a great video to play at the end of this. It just so happened Docinco posted it, I think, yesterday, and like I had similar things in my notes, but he's gonna word it up so much better than I ever could. But yeah, reaching out first, man. Reaching out first to things. Reaching out to check on people first. I don't ever get nobody checks on me. I just honestly, like, unless it's like a sibling, my siblings check on me. But other than that, and then of course my best friend Lewis, my brother, checks in on me. But genuinely, I don't necessarily really have people that check on me. Not that I need people to, but I notice I'm always checking me. Hey, how you doing? Da, da, da. I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm slowly becoming my mom, and I don't want to do that. My mom does it. My mom checks on everybody. My mom will call. I think on Sundays she calls everybody in the family. Every number she got checks on everybody. And I'm like, but don't nobody call to check on my mom. There's very few people that call to check on my mom. Again, that's her business. But I'm also not inviting people to things when I don't get invited to shit. Oh, you had a cookout, you had a barbecue, I didn't get invited. All right, don't come to mine. Don't ask why I didn't invite you to mine. It's gotta be that way. Like you had a lot of these things aren't accident. People aren't accidentally forgetting to invite you to shit. They just don't want to. People aren't accidentally forgetting to congratulate you for shit. They just don't want to. They're not happy for you. They're not. They're not forgetting to acknowledge your children. They don't give a fuck about your kids. So understanding that we have to move differently. We have to move accordingly. You know, I got some new gym gripes. I am really thirsty today. I should have filled this thing up. I got some new gym gripes. People that only show up on holidays. I was at the gym on Memorial Day on a Monday. Monday's normally my chest day. Normally on Mondays, people go to work and get the time and a half, whatever. I don't know where I work at, you do. And I did. I had to work that day, I think, at 1 o'clock. But the place was packed. I can't get on a machine. I had never seen none of these people in my life. All these people, I don't even know if they might have been their first time coming to that gym. I was pissed. Me and my gym buddy, we was annoyed because we couldn't get on none of the chest machines. It was just like, what the fuck is going on? You fucking up our warehouse. People are on the machines just bullshitting. People that show up once a month and hog their equipment, scrolling on their phones. You're hindering the routines of the regulars. I need you to understand. If you don't regularly go to the gym, when you go into the gym, you need to get on the machine, do your sets, and get the fuck off. Go about your business. You're really in the way. Like, you're not a gym goer. So, like, obviously, yeah, I want everybody to work on their bodies and stuff like that, but you need to work on the pace as well. You should not be on the machine for 30 minutes. You should be on the machine 10, 15 minutes and be on about your business. Do your sets. If you're doing them right, you're doing 5 sets with 30-second rest in between or whatever it is you're doing, you should not be on that shit too long. And I know Shakira's going to be mad that I'm saying this because she says that, like, I'm the type of person that keeps people from going to the gym. Well, fuck that. Shakira, I wish I had gym metabolism. God damn it. Also, people that get their body done and then become Instagram gym influencers, kill yourself. You went and got your body done, whatever. Shout out to you, tummy tuck, whatever it is. What's the other thing called? BBL, all that. You go get all that stuff done, and now you're in the gym like, oh, I'm working hard, motherfucker. No, yeah, now you're working hard, but you didn't put the work in. But now you got to maintain it. So shout out to you for maintaining it. But y'all make me sick too because y'all didn't put the work in. Y'all didn't put the real work in. And also the last thing. No, not one of the last things. People that continue to walk around in the nude, this shit is burning me out. I promise y'all, when I come into a bunch of money, when I make it, when I am financially secure, the first thing that I'm doing after I built matter of fact, on the damn floor plans, whatever, for me, building my house from the ground up is going to be a gym on site. I am building me a gym at my house. Why? Because I don't have to worry about nobody but me walking around in the nude. Like, I am sick, and it's only one demographic. It's one demographic of people that do this. It's old people. It's old Caucasian males and sometimes Asian males. Just old guys walk around naked, dick out, ass out. Like, why? What is happening? What is happening? I'm so uncomfortable. I'm so confused. And the last thing, gym partners that talk too much. Sometimes I work out with people. I love working out with people. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have my days where I don't want to be bothered. Today was kind of one of them days where I got to go. We'll get into that in a second. But yeah, like, I'm trying to get through the sets and they're trying to hold like a whole full-fledged conversation with me. And a lot of times we're not even working out together. I'm like, actually, so let me be specific. When I'm working out by myself and people that I know work on the gym, like, they come in and then they want to hold full conversations with me where I'm like working, I'm sweating, I'm going, like, I'm locked in. It's like, yeah, I can't talk right now. But yeah, today, because part of half of the day I was kid free, so I worked late last night. I got in like 3 a.m. Yeah, I got that, some extra monies, but I got in late, so I was actually gonna set an alarm, but we'll say a friend of mine's told me to just don't set no alarm, just let your body wake up naturally. So I ended up getting up like 11:30ish, which is cool. I feel like I got too much sleep, but whatever. Which is probably why I'm able to record right now. I'm not tired, but yeah, I was able to go work out today. I got a great workout in, got a great chest day in. Y'all see the guns. But I went to Penn Treaty Park, which they redone. I haven't been there in a while. The girls went there 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh, I got some time today for Jordan gets dropped back off. I went there for about an hour. I was able to go with my laptop and just like sit in a chair, good air out there. There's water there. There's boats and shit going past. And I was able to like, put my notes on the laptop for the episode I wanted to do for y'all today. So that might, now that it's worn, that might be my new thing. Like on Sundays or every other Sunday or maybe every Sunday. Go out there, even when I got the kids, go out there in the grass, laptop, and just really, the park air. It's actually a good picnic area. Just gotta get somebody going to picnic with me. But we'll get there. Some I want to touch on the 50-50 talk again, 50-50 talk again, because it keeps popping up. But I really just I don't want to end it real fast. I just want to end the 50-50 talk. The same women who won't go 50-50 with a man will try and take half during divorce proceedings. Y'all can shut the fuck up. I'm tired of it. Like, dating now is basically like trying to find the best woman in the worst fucking generation. It really is. And it doesn't mean there aren't really great women out there, because there are. They are. But I believe there are less great women than there are great men. I really do. I think great men outnumber great women. I really do. I really do. And which means that there are more shitty women than there are shitty men. I said it. It's literally like looking for a needle in a haystack. It really is. But no, on a serious note, like when it comes to relationships, I also feel like, specifically when it comes to love, like we never gonna be our original selves ever again. And I think that's part of the problem. Like that innocence is gone forever, you know? And I think sometimes to a point in our lives, and I know I did it, we search for like that feeling of that first love that we had. Like it doesn't work out with that person, but then like you meet somebody else and you really care about them and you love them maybe, but like it doesn't peak the way the other one did, and it's a little confusing because you only have this one thing to compare it to. So it's like, well, if I don't feel how I felt there, then maybe it isn't what it's supposed to be. And I found myself in a situation like that where I didn't get it, I didn't understand it, and I just, my mind wasn't developed enough to even understand what was going on. But I think a lot of times, again, we are searching for something that's never going to happen again. It's just not like how the way you love the second person you love is not going to be the same for the third. And as we get older, just understanding that, like I said, I gotta say to a degree, I know in my youngest years, I searched for that. I did, and I compared everything to that, and it hindered everything that I did, every encounter, every relationship that I was involved. It just hindered everything, until I matured the way that I needed to. Every situation is different people, different types of love, even different types of heartbreak. Like that's the big one. That's another thing. And it just really makes us it makes us who we are. Like all these little things that happen to us or that we experience, good and bad, it just makes us who we are. um, Going back to uh, prayer, being able to see the signs of what you prayed for, and actually going back to what I'm talking about, removing people out your life, being able to recognize and see the signs of what you prayed for. I used to get really mad when people stopped speaking to me. I may have touched on it a little bit last week or last episode, but I would get offended. I'll be like, "Well, damn, like why?" Then I had to realize, like, wait a second. Sometimes the removal is what I prayed for. God, please just remove anybody that's not for me. And then people you love start dropping off. God knows better than I know. So like understanding that, you know, this was probably supposed to happen. And yeah, it fucking hurts. It hurts to lose people that you love and care about and that you may have considered like family or brother or sister or whatever. But I go back to remembering and keeping a track of exactly what I'm praying for. I'm very specific. I'm very particular about what I pray for, and then it kind of just gives me an understanding. It puts me in a place where it kind of brings me calm, brings me to like restored peace. Again, I'm not okay. I have to be okay with it because this is what I asked for. This is what I'm begging for. You know, Again, it's like the more I change my life, the less I see people. The more I pray, the less I feel sad about that. And you know what I mean is a lot of times we pray for shit and we just like we got to do a better job of recognizing what form is coming. It doesn't always come in the form you ask for. It doesn't. I don't want to be super religious on y'all today, but you could ask God to remove stress from your life, and poof, certain people disappear. Ask God to take you where you need to be, or ask God to prepare you for something. Prepare me for where I need to be in life. And then you go through a hellacious period. You go through absolute hell. And you're like, damn, why am I going through this? God is preparing you so you can be ready for what you actually want or what's for you. Maybe you got to go through a couple heartbreaks to really appreciate the woman that's for you. You know what I mean? I know we don't want to go through that, but maybe you didn't appreciate the first one he gave you, and God like, all right, well, I'm gonna give you another chance, but you gotta go through the gauntlet. If you want what's at the end of this, you gotta go through the gauntlet. And I think that's really what it is. I want to get this video to play for y'all. I want to play this video for y'all, cause my God, he be cooking. He really do be cooking. Let me pull it up. I gotta bring the laptop closer, of course, so that you can hear the sound, even though it's gonna play on the screen. But hold on.
Let me tell you something. Love who love you. And you can clearly see that within your life. You can clearly see who's there for you and who's not. Who care for you and who don't. Who communicate, who calls you, checks up on you, and who doesn't. And don't give no family members no pass. Or no friends no pass, or no acquaintances no pass. If you feel like it's a one-way street and the only time you communicate with them is when you call them, then clearly that's a sign, and you don't need to be colorblind to see the red flags. Not everybody that's a family member is family. Not everybody that has history with you is a friend. Not anybody that's around you is an acquaintance. You got to understand the signs at the end of the day. You know, one thing that I do is I purge my phone on a regular basis. If I feel like I haven't had any interaction with you in quite some time, and I feel like you don't call me, I don't call you, and we don't have no interaction, then guess what? I delete you out my phone. There's no point in wasting memory in my phone for individuals that I don't have no dealings with. Because at the end of the day, it's about who got your back at the end of the day. It's about who loves you at the end of the day. It's about who cares for you at the end of the day. And if you feel as though these people is not reciprocating that love or that care back, then you just need to cut them off. The cutoff game got to be strong. And that's it. And it makes your life so much easier, man. You know, in life, the people that really care is a small circle. It's not a large crowd. You know, I go to funerals and you see these large crowds at the funeral, but how many of those people actually was really on a regular basis communicating with that person? Very little. My funeral, I want that thing to be small. I'm talking about so small, I probably fit 2 rows and that's it. You know why? Because the people that care about me is literally a handful of people. Everybody else is just a waste of space. So understand this, love who love you, and those that care about you, you keep them close. Everybody else, keep them far away. We got planes to catch, we ain't got no time for the nonsense.
My boy is always cooking up something. He posted it, I think, yesterday. And I saw it, I hit him, I'm like, yo, can I use this? And of course he's like, yeah, because he's such a great friend. That's really my guy, man. Even his life advice is always like, we always, you know, we check in on one another and we keep in touch. But he's really, I mean, he's becoming one of my good friends, or at least what I consider a really good friend. He's just a dope dude. He don't sugarcoat. He shoots you straight. He tell you exactly what it is. He gives me great advice. He gave me great advice on when I was dealing with stuff with my daughter, and he just, you know, I remember I was sending him pictures on what's going on. He just, like I said, he's just a solid dude, man. That's my guy, man. I think we got to run this week too. I think we're running on Saturday. I got to check my messages, but I'm almost certain that we are running this week. But yeah, I felt like it was what he was like. He was basically, he broke down everything, kind of what I was saying, just in a better context. Like, you know, people die and all these people at the funeral, and you look around, you like, it's a lot. You ever go to a funeral and like it's so many people that you like your own relatives. Like, I never seen some of these people. You know what I mean? I remember, like, even at my grandma's funeral, there were people that I never seen before in life. I'm like, who the fuck are these people? But it, you know, they were were related to us, or they were people that knew my grandmom, cared about her, or whatever. But yeah, we always allow history to be an excuse for bad behavior. People check in on who they want, and we are human. We are human, and we are 100% entirely in control of how we treat people and how we show up for one another. Like, there's free will. So someone not picking up the phone when you call, someone not picking up the phone to check on you, or someone not showing up for you, or not allowing you to show up for them, like that is all free will. Like, people are making choices. These aren't mistakes. These aren't accidents. These aren't sometimes, yeah, I was having a bad day, but behavior, long-term behavior is that's just who a person is. You know what I mean? This isn't a run-out situation. Nah. And like you said, cutoffs are not personal. They really aren't. And I had been feeling this kind of way for a while. Specifically, my boy, one of my good friends, my brother Ricky, he's currently going through like intense chemo. He just had a stem cell transplant, and he's fighting cancer, and he's gonna kick cancer's ass. But there were just a bunch of people, like, I feel like, in our friend group who were like unaware or just weren't checking in. And I'm like, it's all, I mean, it's a lot of us. Like, but it's not, his number's been the same for like 20 years. He's lived in the same house like 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I talk to Rick at least like once, twice a week. I check in on him. Even before that, before he was sick, before he became like the neighborhood chef, like, I talked to him regular. And then, granted, that's probably our friendship, that's our relationship. But I feel like it's even more imperative, it's even more important to check in on people when they're going through rough. When they're going through rough times, they're going through some shit. Check in, shoot them a text. Hey, how you doing, brother? You need anything? Is everything okay? It ain't being nosy, it's showing that you care. And I know he may not care that much about it because I talked to him about it. But it's like, yo, like, some of y'all borrow clothes from him. Some of y'all be trying to hit him up to cook for y'all. Some of y'all be trying to get him to cook for y'all for free. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, like, if you expect someone to do something for you for free because we're friends, then it is free, literally, to show up as a good friend. And that shit just really pissed me off, that people either didn't know or wasn't aware. And he's got a big following on Instagram as well, so he's always posting, about like his stories about his, his cancer stories and things that he's going through. So I just feel like it really disturbed my soul deeply. It really did. It really bothered me. And I'm not coming for anybody, nothing like that. But I am holding people accountable. It's like, yo, even I remember when his mom passed away, like, only 2 of us out the friend group went to his mom's funeral. And I'm just like, what? Like, it baffled me. Like, it completely fucking baffled me because, granted, I didn't have a relationship with his mother, but her son is like my brother. Like, we are, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got 20 some odd years in. Like, we are locked in. That's my boy. And if he's hurting, I'm hurting. And that's just how I move as a friend. Maybe I have a different capacity for friendship. I don't know. Maybe I was raised differently. Maybe I'm different. But again, people check on who they want to. Show up for who they want to. And that's just really how I've been feeling lately. I really have. Maybe I could just be moody. Or I could just be waking up and speaking on the obvious. But I had to realize that even on my rough days, I'm still showing up for everybody. That's another thing. And on my dark days, nobody is checking on me because I still have them. I still have rough days. I still have days where I don't want to be bothered. I have days where I don't want to go to work. I have days where I want to drop Jordan off and I want to come back in the house and I just want to lay in the bed and be in the dark. Like, that's just a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not depression or anything. It's just days I don't want to be bothered with the world. I just want to just lay around and do absolutely nothing. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if my phone rings, I answer it. And I'm taking in all the shit everybody else got going on. I'm sitting there, I'm giving advice, I'm giving life advice. I'm being a good friend. I'm showing up, even on my worst days. And sometimes people don't even ask how I'm doing. You know what I mean? And it's not, I don't want anybody to feel like I'm talking about them because I'm not. But it's just, people don't ask. Because I think everybody assumes. And again, it doesn't make them bad people. It doesn't, in specific for this, it doesn't make them people, bad friends, bad relatives. But I think some of it is my own doing. Sometimes I think I show up so well and like I just get through stuff so well, and people know that I'm so strong-minded and I got a strong will, and I'm like, he's going to do whatever it is he needs to do, that they think that like, oh, he's been through therapy. He doesn't go through stuff. I'm still in therapy. I'm just not where I started. I'm just in a different space. But I think healing therapy and all that stuff is forever. You know what I mean? therapy is in spurts forever, not like every week, every day, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, a lot of times, it's just I'm so consistent with how I show up and what I do, and like, it's like he's strong, like you know what I mean. It's one of those I'm incapable of having dark times. That's what people think. That's really all I got for y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. Only two things I got for y'all is don't wait to start therapy. Please don't wait to start therapy. If you think you need to go to therapy, get with your insurance. If you can afford it, pay for it. If you can't get it through your insurance, I haven't even. I'm so pleased with my therapist that I pay for it. I haven't even bothered to see if my insurance will cover it. I don't think they'll cover the platform I'm on, but maybe I'll find out. Maybe she's on another platform. Maybe I will try that route, save a little money. But if I gotta pay, I pay for it. I'm totally 100% comfortable paying for it because I really feel like therapy has changed my life. And also stay locked in on prayer. Whether you're a nun, Buddhist, Catholic, Jewish, Muslim, Christian, whatever, just stay locked in on prayer. I think, just talking to a higher power and just having a belief that there is something greater than all of us. I think that's important. And yes, it allows you to have a space with yourself and God to just cover everything that you're going through, being honest, holding yourself accountable, letting God hold you accountable, and then just let them know the things that you want to do and the things you want to change. I'm getting up out of here. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching, and until next time, peace.